Here's why I didn't go to college. This video is not anti-college. If anything, it's
College is the only thing that you need to be a successful, fulfilling American.
This is why I did not go to college, and if I didn't have the resources, why I still wouldn't have gone, because it was definitely the best decision of my life. And this video might get someone out there, junior or senior year of high school, thinking, maybe I shouldn't go to college and it'll be the best decision of their life. And if it's the best decision of their life, then I guess I did my job, but that's who this video is for. Conversely, someone might think,
This kid's an idiot, I'm so going to college.
and they say the same thing, it's the best decision of their life too. That's also who this video is for. This video, I will say, is 100% not two-sided, but I do hope that in some ways it'll help you make that decision. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sam, and I want to make self-growth normal, because people shouldn't look this information up. It should just be mainstream knowledge. If you agree, then please make sure to smash that like button. The biggest reason I didn't go to college is that not everyone learns the same way. Colleges and lower education go by this standardized academic process that doesn't accommodate students who learn differently. When I was younger, school to me felt like a highly organized prison. I got D's constantly. I couldn't concentrate on anything. I would read a whole page and not be able to tell you what I just read, or anything about it for that matter. I hated tests so much. And the whole time from pre-K to the end of senior year, I would just basically wonder why I was there. Honestly, it made me feel really bad about myself. If that were your child and you made $1 million a year, would you want them to go to college? College is glorified in movies like The Neighbors, The Social Network, and Legally Blonde as this adventurous time of partying, fun, and questionable decisions. At the end of high school, all my friends I remember they were talking about college and what college they got accepted into. It was almost like the whole purpose of grades 11 and 12 was to get into the best college you possibly could. Perhaps you've gone to guidance counselors meetings and you've heard the question, where do you want to go to college? Where did this assumption come from that college is what I'm doing next? Is that the only option? No, it's not, and it really shouldn't be. Sure, you could go to a community college, you could do online schooling, go to a university, you could go to a specialized technical institute. There are many options, and many people pursue them and go very far with what they do. But how do you know they'll be worth your time? I mean, yes, you can't be a doctor or a lawyer or a fancy computer scientist or another specialized occupation without formal schooling, but something else to consider is not all the tools that make up the skill set of a successful college student necessarily translate to a real world experience. Notwithstanding, the real world that everyone talks about is changing every single day at a higher rate than the last. And to keep up with that in academics, you would have to start changing the syllabus and curriculum more often, which quite candidly, I'm sure the most adept professors don't have trouble with, but how long can they keep that up for? According to the World Economic Forum, the future of work will be shaped by skills and not degrees. And whatever it is that dictates an occupation to require some sort of college degree, probably the government or something, new jobs are created left and right nowadays that seem to completely bypass it. For multiple reasons now, companies like Apple, Google, Tesla, and IBM no longer require a college degree for employment. Commercial pilots, air traffic controllers, real estate, luxury car sales, that's what I do. Outpatient radiation therapy, data warehouse architect, these occupations can all pay well over $100,000 a year, and they require no college degree. And they aren't the only options either. There's also trade school, which is a whole other animal. If you want real world experience that's not, to some, this seemingly sophisticated form of manual labor, the opportunities on the internet are incessant, with a considerably low barrier to entry. In fact, for a lot of them, all you need is a smartphone. Maybe you want to start an Etsy store, a YouTube channel. That's what I did. A podcast, drop shipping, or pursue freelance writing. Maybe after high school you want to travel abroad, take a leap year, discover yourself, or do some volunteering. You could learn a language, live on a farm in Portugal. Do they have farms in Portugal? And you could learn how to run a farm. You could become a Tibetan monk for 3 years and learn how to cultivate patience and self-awareness to extents beyond your current understanding or imagination. Just give yourself time to grow and change as a person. For most people, your 20s are almost inarguably one of, if not the most important decades for shaping the remainder of your life financially. And around their start, you may be better off getting real world experience and skills that directly translate to quality career candidacy. Now, I'll admit it, I haven't run a Portugal farm or meditated with Tibetan monastery monks, so I don't know how much these things cost, but I'm sure that you can get a lot more for a lot less than college with just experiences like those. I am the only sibling of 4 who did not attend, but all 4 of us, we were fortunate where if we wanted to go, our parents would have been able to afford it. However, if those circumstances were reversed, let's look at some of the competition peddling against those options I just listed and what its cost and demand alone have caused. I'm gonna throw some numbers at you guys, and I don't normally do this, but this is a very important topic to me, so I did some extra research for you. All of these, by the way, are from as early as 2019. The average cost for a student living on campus at a 4-year public in-state college is over $100,000, which on average is about twice what you'll be making every year for several years post-graduation. Would you want to start your brand new career that you've worked so hard to get into with all that debt hanging over your head? Granted, the previous number I mentioned, the $100,000, that definitely may not be as high if you went to a community college, and there are other numbers I could throw at you guys, but just to keep this video from being like 30 minutes long, I'll tell you that it's not going to be remotely close to just a couple $100. Student loan debt has gone up 144% since 2007. Where does that leave it today? Well, today we're sitting on $1.7 trillion. How many people are in debt? 45 million people. Mind you, that's 17% of the current American adult population. Not to mention college, over time, the prices, they tend to increase much faster than wages. Oh, and of course, how can I forget about interest? One girl on Twitter said that she borrowed $38,876 from a private lender for school, and since graduating, she has paid that private lender $31,501. Good for her. Good for her. Seriously, that is dedication. Since graduating, how much does she owe them? $47,023. Let's dive a little deeper into this, shall we? Our country has a 40% dropout rate. 73% of people who graduate don't even end up doing what they got a degree in. All right, fair enough, but what about the other 27%? Do they at least enjoy what they're doing? Oh yeah, of course they do. I mean, not all of them, really just 45%. Okay, well, what does all this mean? It's just a bunch of numbers. Well, let me tell you, of everyone going to college right now, 93% of them will either hate the career that they attended college specifically to pursue, they'll undergo as much as 6 figures in debt and spend 2 to 4 of the most energetic years of their lives with no return on investment, or they'll just drop out. And this happens so often, obviously, and it's not the end of the world, it really is. But you could do anything else I listed on this video and so much more, and be better off financially, spiritually, and emotionally for, again, much less, and pay off that debt while you're at it. When I was younger, I would hear people use the word college, and the more I heard it, the older I got, the more I thought to myself, I'm not doing that. I don't know exactly what it is. I don't know whether it's social media or peer pressure, or I'll have what he's having, but we're taught from a young age in public schools, and many of us at home, that a successful life, in America at least, requires a college degree. So it's like we're obligated by each other to be under the impression that this is the way. It makes you wonder where this came from and how long people have been saying it for. Meanwhile, there are endless amounts of cultures and communities and courses of self-education online where you can learn almost anything about almost literally virtually everything for free. Sounds like a good deal to me. Are schools becoming outdated? And this is just going back to my notion that not everybody learns the same. And I do understand that to every rule there is an exception, and there are probably many different forms of schooling that completely contradict this. But typically, we all have to sit down, take notes, take tests. Most of them still use textbooks. There are mountains of written assignments, and they don't allow you to use your phone or tablets during lectures. Really? There are no apps or ways to involve those devices in the learning process that could further accommodate and enhance the quality of a student's learning experience? Not to mention those internet occupations I mentioned before. Do any colleges have YouTubing majors or dropshipping courses? There are dropshippers who make over $1 million a year. ClickFunnels has a 2 comma club for any of its users who make 7 digits with just one sales funnel. As of last year, it had over 10,000 members. That's $10 billion. I wonder how many of them went to college. The reason I didn't go to college is that not everyone learns the same way. It's not the only option and shouldn't be. School's not always like the real world. The world is changing fast, by the way, and it isn't stopping. You could spend all those years differently, you could spend all that money differently, and it's outdated and hasn't changed enough. Some of these, yes, they may be opinions, but again, I do understand that this is definitely one side of the coin. And again, to people who go to college or finish college, this is no judgment too. I hope at the end of the day, whoever watches this video, they just do incredibly well no matter what they do. But what about you guys? Did you choose to go to college? Did you not choose to go to college? Why or why not? Where are you now? Are you enjoying it? Are you getting a lot out of it? Are you learning a lot? Let me know in the comments below. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button because I don't get why people watch this far into my videos and they don't subscribe. But if you have subscribed and you want to turn it up just a notch and turn on that notification bell to get a notification whenever I drop new videos, that would mean the world to me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. You can find me everywhere and I'll see you then.